Hey everyone, welcome back to another Maledictor update. Unlike last time, this is going to be a pretty short one. We actually might have hit under 5 minutes on this one. Reason being, not that I didn't do much work, but combination of being very busy with having to work on 2 book covers this month, and a lot of the stuff that I was doing was a lot of the same stuff, but a lot of it. So our little update list here is going to be extremely short. So, jumping into it, let's start off with the traditional more sprites. A lot of sprites. We've got more textures, more models, more materials. And that's it. See you next time. Let's we just run us through here a little bit. So we're still working on E1M6. Like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to work for 2 weeks out of the month because I was working on 2 book covers. But, nevertheless, still managed to get quite a bit done on E1M6. So you see the old rundown house here. Go into it, we have a lot of things like this, like little broken bits of floorboards, and being able to see underneath the floor to the foundation. And this is kind of, not kind of, it is the most in-depth I've gone in terms of designing the visuals of a level. With just little details like this, the trim or half wall, I don't know what exactly the term for that is when you have like wood for the lower portion of a wall, and then just wall after that. But anyway, things like that, bringing a lot of things that I've learned from the previous levels and putting it into this one to try to make it look a bit more visually interesting. And was looking at a lot of reference of old kind of rundown houses and old abandoned houses, finding things that just look kind of nice. So I've mentioned it before, but this level has a whole bunch of rooms. It's kind of like a big mansion here. So I had to do a whole lot of graffiti, had to do a whole lot of wall textures, like different colored walls. And I've been having to, one of the big challenges is figuring out kind of just what should each room be. Trying to get the level to look a little bit more unique in terms of, one room to another. Kind of just trying to think of old games like Alone in the Dark and things like that. But trying to get a little, some hints of storytelling into the level. And I think it has turned out very nice. I'm still working on it. I've got the house here all finished with the exception of the attic, which I will probably wind up doing just about last. Still have to do the courtyard here, which, not design it, but just put in things like sprites and all of that. I still have to do the carriage house, and then I've got to do the front porch, but that should hopefully be all right. It's not going to be a whole lot of work for most of those. Then I have done the basement passage here, and that's been a part where it has been very nice to have a lot of models and sprites already made, because it needs a lot. So we've got that done for the most part. There's still some things I want to touch up, but for the most part, that's done. So that has easily been the longest standing issue with this level, is just making up a whole bunch of sprites and models and textures. I still need to do things for the outer courtyard and the hedge maze and the outer section here. But for the most part, we're done. We're just about done decorating. I still need to make the radio show. I need to make a little phone call Easter egg. And I need to make the arcade game. I believe this will be a really good one to use an arcade game that I had planned on using before, but was having issues with the physics of it. Now that I kind of know things, I know a bit more about building the arcade games and a little bit more about the physics. Not much, unfortunately, but more than I did. Hopefully, I can get the arcade game working, so that way I can get that done a little bit faster. But then I want to redo the system for spawning enemies in. Not completely redo it, but change how it designates which enemies get spawned in. So that'll be another thing I'm going to be working on this month. So for the most part, basically have everything. I've got the majority of the decoration work done, fortunately. So be zooming on through this map, and ideally by the end of this month, this coming month, then we'll be done with E1M6. Once we finish with E1M6, I'm going to be putting out another alpha build for the testers to run through. That one's going to be kind of a big one because that's going to be the first one that involves difficulty options and is going to have the IEDs and the Molotovs working correctly as they should, with the fire damage working as it should. So that's going to be, I think, a very big one. So that's going to hopefully be good for balancing feedback and just level design in general. We'll see what people think, and yeah, I expect to hear that I'm going to need to go back and touch up the previous levels especially when compared to E1M5 and E1M6. I feel like the level design has really, really improved a lot with these last two levels. So anyway, that'll be for then, but for now, that's all I've got. So we didn't quite make the 5-minute mark, but we made under 10 minutes, which is uncommon enough. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I will be back on next month, and hopefully we will be done with E1M6 by then, and I'll be giving some updates about the next alpha. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you next month. Have a good one, guys.